Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video we will be looking at AQA A-Level Psychology Specimen 3 Paper 3 Exemplar Answers for Gender, which you need to know for AQA A-Level Psychology. I hope you enjoy this video and find it helpful. Let's get started. Please note that these answers have been produced with knowledge of the mark scheme but have not been approved by the mark scheme themselves. There are 3 assessment objectives, AOs, in psychology. In this video they are color-coded. AO1 Knowledge, purple. AO2 Application, blue. AO3 Evaluation, red and green. Question 1. Name and briefly outline one syndrome associated with an atypical sex chromosome pattern, 3 marks. One syndrome associated with an atypical sex chromosome pattern is Klinefelter's syndrome. Occurs when a biological male is born with chromosomes that have an atypical sex pattern of XXY rather than XY and therefore have an extra X chromosome. This means the individuals with Klinefelter's syndrome have 47 chromosomes instead of 46. It is thought to affect 1 in every 1,000 males. Individuals with this condition usually develop into a reasonably normal male but do have lower levels of testosterone. Question 2. Patrick works as a head baker in a bakery. As part of a work appraisal, he has just completed the BEM sex role inventory. His score shows that he is highly androgynous. Explain how Patrick's high level of androgyny might be demonstrated in his behavior at work. 4 marks. Patrick will enjoy a laugh and a joke with the other men in the workplace and will also join in with more sensitive and intimate conversations and discussions. Patrick will be firm and authoritative with people in his team but will also be sensitive and empathic when someone is unwell or stressed. Patrick will engage in the heavy work like lifting sacks of flour and will also enjoy the more delicate tasks such as cake decorating and intricate pastry work. Read the item and then answer the questions that follow. In a study of gender schema, a researcher studied the way in which boys and girls understood gender. An overall understanding score was calculated on the basis of answers to a questionnaire. A high score indicated a very fixed understanding and a low score indicated a flexible understanding. The scores are shown in Table 2 below. Table 2. Question 3. Explain why the data in Table 2 is primary data and not secondary data. 2 marks. The data is primary data and not secondary data because it is collected from participants directly and first-hand rather than gathered from reports of previous research. Question 4. Explain one strength of primary data. 3 marks. One strength of using primary data is that it allows for control over data quality. When you collect primary data, you have control over the data collection process. You can ensure that the methods used are appropriate and that the data is accurate and reliable. Question 5. The researcher decided to extend the study by using an inferential test to see if there was a significant difference between the 2 sets of scores. Suggest an appropriate inferential test which the researcher could use. Justify your choice. 4 marks. An appropriate inferential test which the researcher could use is Mann-Whitney test because it is a testing for a difference, independent design, different participants in each condition and data assumed to be ordinal, i.e. not fixed intervals. Question 6. Outline and evaluate Freud's explanation of gender development. 8 marks. The psychodynamic explanation of gender development is rooted in Freud's psychoanalytic theory, which emphasizes the influence of the unconscious mind, early childhood experiences, and psychosexual stages in shaping personality and behavior. According to Freud, gender identity emerges primarily during the phallic stage of psychosexual development, around ages 3 to 6, when children become aware of their own genitals and the physical differences between males and females. During this stage, Freud proposed 2 key complexes that underpin the development of gender identity: the Oedipus complex in boys and the Electra complex in girls. Identification and internalization are central to the psychodynamic explanation. Through identification with the same-sex parent, the child begins to adopt gender-appropriate behaviors, roles, and attitudes. Internalization ensures that these traits become part of the child's enduring personality. Thus, Freud argued that gender development is the result of unconscious emotional conflict and its resolution during the early years of life. A strength of the psychodynamic explanation of gender development is that it was one of the first to consider unconscious processes in development. Freud's model introduced the idea that unresolved internal conflicts, such as repressed desires, could shape a person's identity and behavior later in life. This opened up psychology to consider the inner world of the mind, which has influenced modern models like the cognitive and psychotherapeutic approaches. This is a strength because it highlights Freud's contribution to the broader development of psychological thought, even if his specific theories lack scientific rigor. A limitation of the psychodynamic explanation of gender development is that it is based on a single case study. Freud's entire theory of the Oedipus complex, a key part of gender development in his psychodynamic model, was based on the case study of a 5-year-old boy known as Little Hans, Freud, 1909. This makes the foundation of the theory both anecdotal and extremely limited in scope. The case was also reported secondhand by Hans' father, who was known to be a strong supporter of Freud, introducing clear bias. This is a limitation because it suggests that the theory lacks generalizability and objectivity, making it difficult to apply the findings universally or scientifically. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more content like this. Bye.